Welcome back to the Vanlife Rocks channel. I'm still considering rebranding because I work on other things besides vans, such as my other passion, my sports cars. This here behind me is my 2002 Pontiac Firebird. As I mentioned in a previous video, this is my baby. I protect this and garage this at all costs. I drive it very rarely, and we make sure that we do not put too many miles on her. She's got an oil leak somewhere in either the oil pan or the, I'm thinking maybe in the transmission, somewhere in the seal there. So it's a gasket issue. I'm still trying to figure out how to fix that. I watched some videos on it. I can't access it. It's low to the ground. I don't have a lift. It's up on ramps right now, and I'm still trying to debate how to fix that. Any ideas, go ahead and leave a comment below. That would be nice. Otherwise, I'm crawling under there and trying to figure out how to fix that leak. Anyway, I want to do this video as a little bit of a background story as far as where I started van life with Firebird life? Trans Am life? Sports car life? I don't know. Before I ever got a van, I had my Pontiac Firebird. And it's the 2002 last year model made. Trans Am V8, beautiful car, well conditioned, has all the leather, it's really good, no cracks, a little bit of dashboard cracking starting to happen now, which I'm going to try to restore that at some point. Chrome rims, I mean, this thing's got the works on it, and it's beautiful. Love this car like I love my own child. So I wanted to kind of do a little background story on it, and that's why I started this video. And where I began my van life journey was in a Pontiac Firebird, this guy behind me. I found myself homeless. After a situational breakup, I ended up homeless, didn't know what to do with my life. Thankfully, I wasn't completely homeless. I had my Firebird, keys to my Firebird, and most of my stuff packed in it with me. It didn't take me long to realize where I was. I drove off, parked behind an IHOP, left for dead basically, didn't really know what to do with my life at that point. I currently was without a job, so I was just getting into trucking school. Thankfully, I had already processed some of that, and it was starting to process, so I only had to kind of go a little bit, about a week or so without a home before I got into the trucking school. The trucking school put us up in hotels, which gave me 3 weeks of hotel stay. Didn't have to stay in the car. But for that first week, it was pretty scary. I spent a week, I couldn't lay flat. I mean, in the Firebird with all my stuff packed in there, it was sitting straight up. I'm sitting straight up. I did not get to rest. I did not get to sleep very well. I was in a city environment, so I didn't really have a lot of privacy, believe it or not. I parked behind an IHOP, and every now and then I'd get the either from an officer or another homeless person or somebody looking for some kind of change or handout or whatever. One guy walked up to me, and the only thing I had to offer really was an unopened bottle of alcohol that I had. I didn't need it. I figured I need to get my life in order, and having alcohol was never a problem for me. But I was going to use it as trade value anyway, so I gave it to the guy. Felt sorry for him, whatever. He hooked me up with some knowledge. One of those things being is, where do you go to the bathroom when you don't have a bucket? You can't really risk going all the way to truck stops. I'm on, again, no job, limited budget. I had what I had in my wallet, which wasn't much. So I had to give myself time to figure out how I'm going to go potty. That was the biggest challenge for me, is how do I got to go potty when I can't even risk spending gas to get to like a gas station or whatever and use a truck stop or anything like that. Now, pissing in a bush wasn't a problem, but going number 2 was. Had to wait till morning, had to wait till I could foot it to a gas station and do that. or, something like that. That was frustrating. A whole week of that, no showering, no nothing. But it led me to van life, because immediately once I got into the trucking school and into a hotel where I can hook up to the Wi-Fi and all that, I was just browsing YouTube and I stumbled across a gentleman by the name of Chrome Valdez, Van City Van Life. I found his channel in the early stages where he was just moving into his van. He made a couple videos on just doing it with bare minimum stuff, not doing full build outs or anything like that, just throwing basic equipment and whatever he owned into the back of a van, driving off and living in it. That really got me curious about what is van life. I never heard of van life before. So from living in my Pontiac Firebird here, discovering Van City Van Life, I became obsessed. I did not want to live in my Firebird. I love it, but it's not very comfortable. Even if I didn't have all my stuff in there, it wouldn't have been comfortable. But I have a guitar amp and a guitar, 2 prized possessions, and a bunch of clothes. That was pretty hard to survive in there, cramped like that. So thankfully, the trucking school thing worked out for a little while, and the rest is history. But I became obsessed with van life. Plus the trucking thing, they showed us the cabin of the trucks, and going through the school, I realized, well, I could probably do the whole van life thing in the back of a truck, make tons of money, and go that route. Fortunately, a family emergency came up, and I was shortchanged 3 days before graduation of the trucking school. They wouldn't let me return. I lost all my investment money into it. I was guaranteed I was going to be job placed, and I knew I was going to pass all my tests, so that was a big hit. Back to the drawing board. What am I going to do with my life now that I don't know what to do? I'm now down 2 careers, from being a teacher, being a trucker. The hell. So it was quite the challenge. Quite the challenge indeed. So from there, I garaged the Bird, invested in a Kia Sedona, which I'll plug in this video, which is already what's all over this, plastered all over this channel. And that's what this channel is built around. I mean, van life began in actually, it wasn't the Kia Sedona. I should back up a step. I had old Rusty. I invested in a Dodge Ram I traded a guitar amp worth $80 for an old crust bucket Dodge Ram van. I cleaned it out, fixed it up, and got it up to a value of what I sold it for, $800. So $80 to $800. I took the $800, bought another minivan, which was a Ford Windstar. That minivan was had some issues, and I didn't like the color. I didn't feel up for it, so I fixed it up, cleaned it up, and made it valuable at $1,000. So from $80, I got to $1,000 in value. Took that, bought the Kia Sedona for $500. Believe it or not, $500 for a beautiful Kia Sedona, low mileage, all that, like you see in the previous videos. Great condition, 1 owner. I mean, the thing's beautiful for what it is. $500, damn good investment. Just had to fix the air intake hose and change the starter out, really. And there began my van life. Fortunately, I haven't done the maiden voyage just yet. We're about to do that on this channel. I was going to flip that and try to get like a shuttle bus or something like that, or another cargo van to build out. Gives lots of content for this channel. I was doing no build van build on the minivan, so that was the route I wanted to go with the channel. I'm kind of at a crossroads right now if I want to just continue this channel with the Kia Sedona. I mean, I love that car. I love that van. I mean, it's done me well. It's really good shape, no rust, nothing like that. So I think I'm just going to continue this channel with the Kia Sedona. It's up and running. Everything's good with it. And squeeze as much content I can out of it. I don't want to tear up the inside because it is too good a condition. So it's all going to be no build content, stuff like that. But you know what? I am looking for an investment vehicle, which might be a shuttle bus or another cargo van, and flip that to see if I can kind of climb the ladder. I've been watching a show called, was it Gotham Garage? And that got me really inspired to start flipping investment vehicles, to flip them and just keep kind of climbing the ladder in value and see what I can do with that. And I kind of want to do that with van life. in addition to if I come across like the Kia Sedona situation where I can give it away to like another homeless subscriber or some lucky subscriber or something like that, I might still go that route. So that's kind of it. Went from Pontiac Firebird to an old crust bucket to a semi-decent, to a Kia Sedona beautiful little minivan, to what's next. That's where this channel is going. I'm a YouTube mechanic. I'm not an official mechanic. I just like to tinker and build with things, and I can break things down, build them back together. That's the channel. Learn with me. I get a new challenge. That's how I learn. So I'll take on that challenge and try to figure out how to fix it. Like this thing, I've never done any transmission work. I've never done any leak repairs of this nature. We're going to learn together. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Let's get this thing rolling.